All right, friends. So today, from a pose standpoint, I wanted to show you a couple of poses that are more restorative. So the idea or the topic, the theme of this 5 days is pause, reset, restore, right? So the pause, that's the part where you carve out time. You carve out time to breathe, to rest, to notice what you notice, feel what you feel. The reset is helping the breath, right? Reset, regroup, get ready for your day, right? Now the restore is where you can kind of put back in, fill your cup, right? A lot of us right now are pouring out. If you have kids at home, you're taking care of someone, you're pouring out, you're giving back quite a bit. So then you want to refill, that whole idea of oxygen mask theory again. So a couple of these poses, just two poses really that I would encourage you to do, and just if you have time at some point in your day, stay in a little longer instead of worrying about doing 10 poses or something. Do just these two, and this might be nice at nighttime before bed. So option one here is we're gonna do a little twist. So you can take, if you have a yoga mat, you can roll it up. You can do the same with a blanket. We talked about that a couple days ago when you rolled up a blanket to look like something like this. And if it's not very firm, roll that blanket up into another blanket. So you kind of create this little burrito roll or sushi roll, right? And then you're gonna take that seam side down, right? So you're gonna sit, take that seam side down, angle that whatever you've created as your bolster. And I like the double roll of blankets because it gives you a little bit more height. If you have a yoga bolster at home, use that. But you're gonna angle it off of your hip. So it's angled kind of off of my right hip. I'm gonna drop my knees to the side, to the right, and I'm gonna bring my chest in line with that bolster, and I'm gonna relax here. I'm gonna put my right ear on the bolster, and I'm gonna relax my shoulders, my elbows, and I'm just gonna hang out here. If you want a little more rotation in the neck, you can bring your left ear to the bolster. And then the idea is to stay in that space for as long as you need. You'll do both sides, but to stay as long as you need and just close the eyes. And as much as you can, relax the body. Relax everything in the body, right? Let the shoulders release some tension, the jaw. Right, and then to come up, you would bring the hands under the shoulders, press yourself up. You would just bring the knees back. Now angle that bolster off, or that blanket, roll off to the left, knees drop to the left. You roll on, and you can have your knees stacked or staggered. Right, and then just hang out here again. So you can really stay on both sides for quite some time. Right? It gives you a little bit of rotation in the spine and for the belly, but it's a really nice restorative pose. Just helps you focus in on your breathing, relax. Second pose, and this is a great one for kids as well. So if you're a parent out there with kids at home, whether they're 2 to 18, if you can get them in this pose, if you can get them slow down to get enough in this pose, it's really beneficial. My kiddo that's 6, that's my high energy, she loves yoga because I think she intuitively knows it makes her body feel good. It helps her process what's going in and relax a bit. So if you can get them into this pose, it's really great too. But for you, we're gonna come up to a wall. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, sometimes people don't love it, but you can take a pillow or a flattened yoga mat so that your low back, your sacrum is there, all right? And then you're gonna sit to one side, sit up there, and then you kind of wiggle yourself around so you can get your legs up the wall, and you can have that folded up yoga mat under your sacrum. And this is probably one of my absolute favorite poses right now. It's so good for the nervous system. Right? We talk about the nervous system being in fight or flight or rest and reset. Or you can think about, I think we talked about that yesterday, the nervous system is like the gas pedal, right? When you push that gas pedal down, it activates that fight or flight, right? But when you push the brakes, it's more that rest and reset. So this is like pushing the brakes. This is restoring. Right? So you can hang out here. If your backs of your thighs are really tight, you can move yourself away from the wall a bit, right? So you're not as close, and that might feel better, right? But usually if you have a little something under the middle of your pelvis, your sacrum, that's going to give you some height. And you can hang out here a little bit longer. It puts your low back in a more natural curve. And then you just hang out here. So if you do any pose at all today, this is the one I would do, right? When you start to feel stress, worry, all the big feelings, see if you can get into this pose and even practice one of those breathing techniques here. That square breathing. And then to come out, you would eventually bend your knees, roll to one side, and then you can come on out. And then maybe take some time when you come out of that pose to just sit in a meditation, right? To just sit, again, work with some breathing. And just like we've been talking about, notice what you notice, feel what you feel, pay attention. So in yoga, at the end of a practice, we always say namaste, which simply means the light in me. So I acknowledge my own light, sees the light in you, acknowledging the light in all of those around you, whether it's in person or virtually. Right? You notice, you recognize the light. So peace be with you, friends. May you find some restoration today. Sometimes it works.